January 15th. Don't know what day it is. Wednesday? Wednesday, January 15th. Pay your bills, pay your rent. Brought to you by DraftKings. NFL playoffs. We're talking about NFL playoffs. You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is the key to winning in the NFL playoffs, and the key to you scoring big is betting on them at DraftKings, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. Here's another reason to watch your favorite players crush in the NFL playoffs. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big during the NFL playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. All right, so the good thing is there are no females on this show to bully me out of information. It's just the guys. So, you know, I can't get...
It was a great episode.
Can't get put in a fucking blender.
It was a fantastic episode, and the online discourse is funny this year. It's like, oh, I wish like some of the people were. It's like, you know, those people were out because they were like good, right? Like that's usually what happens. The big personalities usually get voted off early because you don't want them to be at the end with you. But everyone's doing a great job. The editors did great. You had a great episode last night. Telling them you had an idol was smart. I still think that was smart.
I think it goes 50-50, I think.
Yeah, I actually, to go back on it, if you didn't say it, yeah, I don't know. I think you had to play it no matter what. It was a great episode though. You and Rhea are going at it in both.
Yeah, the Selly was something at the end. It's like I told you I was going for you.
I respect. Yeah, I know some people were mad at it. I respected it. She was.
Well, you're biased.
Of course I am, but I also was like, I was like, you're playing a game. Like it's not real life. Like people take it a little too much like real life. It's like what happens when a defender takes the ball away from somebody? They celebrate. It's just like you did something. She had balls of steel for not playing that last night. So to celebrate it. But everything, the show is fucking very good. Like I am on the edge of
I got a call at 7:30 this morning from a guy who does not watch Barstool content. And he's like, I watched 13 episodes in 13 hours yesterday.
How are they
back to back?
Like the views wise doing? I haven't looked.
Killing it.
Like I know the first episode has like 1 million views.
Yeah, killing it. Killing it. But yeah, it's another one of my buddies called
300.
Yeah, another one of my buddies called me and was like, "Hey, I'm watching it. People are talking strategy. They're asking questions. Like it's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
it's consuming a lot of people." And the other thing is like you ask people, "Yo, do you watch the thing on CBS that we're probably not allowed to talk about?" And they were like, "No."
Yeah,
they just watch this. Like
because it
adds the element of it's people who know each other. That's the
bro. Like if you cut someone's throat, right? Like backstab somebody in Survivor, you never have to see them again.
Right.
Ever. Everyone here has to see each other the next day, the rest of your life, basically. We don't leave this place. Not many people leave. So it's like you're seeing them all the time. And that's why it's like, I mean, like Dan literally, like he quit because it's people that he knows. It's like there is things that like it fucks with you mentally. And also, that's why girls cry. Girls cry. I know, understand. You can make fun of it 1,000%. And Rhea's shirt made me laugh. Tony Soprano has panic. Even Tony Soprano has panic attacks. But it is funny that just like people are mad at the girls crying.
Yeah, it's a fucking hell of a show, man.
It's a great show.
It's a fucking hell of a show.
Speaking of crying,
Alabama basketball.
You should think about crying. Let me ask you a question.
They had you can have a very bad game.
1,000%. Okay, that is not what I'm. Of course, Alabama's going to lose to like people in SEC. Like it's not.
You should not lose at home as an 11-point favorite.
That's the one thing. Yeah. Right. So I want to ask you this, right?
Especially because Kentucky's a coin flip. I will say this: like, there's very real possibility they lose to Kentucky.
At Kentucky, yeah.
Yeah, at Kentucky. So now that's 2 in a row. That's where things start to like stack.
So let me ask you a question, right? My question was that so Alabama is big on the threes, correct?
Yes.
Also, you can't win when you have 21 turnovers.
You also can't win when you get outshot 70-47.
That's where so that was my
Insane.
first point. How does that happen?
I don't really know.
Especially
I watched it. I don't really
pace
know.
that you play.
Yeah, I don't think.
weird.
But the problem was we only had 64 points. If you watch the game, it was not very up and down.
Yeah.
I don't think they got into their flow. They didn't get into their pace.
First of all, 21 turnovers to 8 turnovers you're never going to win a game.
No, that's always been our
My problem with Alabama in this
Achilles heel. We always turn the ball over.
because the biggest thing about Alabama is they shoot a lot of threes, and if they don't hit their threes, that's usually a problem, right? That's fine. The thing is, Ole Miss did not play well either in percentage-wise, where they shot 38.6% from the field, and they shot 28% from three and won by 10. And then Alabama shot 42% from the field, so better than them.
Yeah.
And then 25% from three. That's why it was weird. I watched the game. I bet Alabama. Like, I know you – like, obviously it's fun to shit on you when Alabama loses, but, like, I think Alabama's very good as well, and they still are, of course. Like, you lose a game in January, it doesn't fucking really matter when you're this good. But in the SEC this year, SEC is like the old ACC where it's like there's
Old Big East more so.
and Big East,
Or even, yeah.
ACC was fucking loaded, probably like 7 years.
Yeah,
ago.
I think the Big East was loaded
Yeah, both.
way back
Either
then.
way, like SEC was never like this ever.
No.
Like it was this. It's weird almost seeing it, but like
Big 12 has been like this a couple of times too.
Big 12 the past like 2 years
Big
were
12 is amazing.
Yeah.
Big 12 is
Big
still
12 's
good.
still the
Big 12 has a ton of teams ranked at the
Yeah.
top. You know
Going
what I
over
mean?
the top last 5 seasons, that's the best.
Yeah.
conference.
But no, the SEC is not. The SEC is playing to win now. You know.
But yeah, listen, it was what's this, Dukes?
Yeah, Bama's shooting 33% from three. It's pretty bad.
It's not good.
Look at that schedule though. The easiest game you have is what?
This is coming up. Oh,
LSU. And
LSU.
They're 69th in the
And
country.
Vandy.
Vandy's easy.
But it's easy, but it's like granted they're both at home, so those are must wins. But like
I think
those
to a
aren't, like-
degree, though, the way they're playing, Arkansas is not very good.
Arkansas's not good.
No, but you are right. But that's
But they did beat Michigan. Like, you got to give them credit there.
You
I
have
watched
to
that
give-
game at the Garden.
You have to also say put it okay, yeah, Arkansas on paper or like record-wise not good, but talent-wise
Right.
they are.
But, like, who
On
would
the
you
road
say
at
is
Bud
better?
Bolton's a
Like-
hard place to play. You guys are going to be like, they're like, we got to win this. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, that's what you're like. There, everyone like you are at one point. Everyone like you want to beat Alabama, but is it like who would you compare like Arkansas? Like, do you think Clemson's better than Arkansas?
No,
No,
I'd still say Arkansas.
I don't think so. Actually, I think it's an argument. I don't
mean,
think
if
it's
you're
that
talking
crazy.
again, you're talking about like team basketball-wise, Clemson's probably better, but like talent-wise, Arkansas I think can win it, like beat anybody on any given night.
I bet them last night too, and they're I don't know. I think it's just more
They
of a
got good enough
gambling
players
bias
to
because they
carry them.
fucking suck.
Like I'm trying to like convey this point that like I don't think Arkansas is good, but I think that
I
their
know what you
players are
mean.
very, very talented
I know what you mean. They have a bad coach.
potentially.
He's not a good coach.
I
Not a
think
good coach.
this is showing a little. Like obviously it's your first year. It's still like guys that were on his team last year. It's not like they're all brand new. Hey, USC, another good win last night.
Yeah, they pounded Iowa, right? I actually liked Iowa
They
in that game.
beat Illinois and then Iowa. That's 2 really good wins out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's a good coach. I mean, I know they're like, oh, you jumped off our thing. I've never said a bad word about Musselman. I think he's a great coach.
Yeah, well, you jumped off. It's okay. You jumped
picked,
off.
Yeah, there were two.
picked.
There were two.
You had to pick.
There were two boats. I very much picked.
I picked
one
the other boat,
Yeah,
and you picked that boat.
right.
That's fine. That's okay.
But he's going to be good. He's got a lot of assets out there with NIL and different things like that.
Yeah,
the
no,
thing I was going to say. You know who I still think they play really good is Iowa. I do think
Iowa's
Iowa's like
good, yeah.
above average in the Big
definitely.
Ten.
What's his name? Sanford.
Sanford's
He's
really good.
really
Yeah.
good.
I think it's Dix is the other shooter.
We were just if you missed
On
it.
Iowa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this last night, but Alabama lost.
I did.
And
Did see.
I don't know if you saw this. Ole Miss shot 36% from the field and 25% from the three.
That I did not know.
And also
They didn't shoot well, but that
Yeah.
does that also speak
they
to our-
also shot 70 shots.
Bama took
70 shots, and
47.
Bama shot 47. That doesn't make sense to me.
that's like a
Did
freak.
they just turn it over 1,000 times?
21
Yeah, we
times.
21 times. But that also speaks to our defense. Like, look at here, we're holding teams to fucking 45.5 in effective field goal percentage. We're 58th in 2-point percentage and 14th in 3. That's also like you could say Mississippi shot bad, but we also fucking held them pretty good. That's a testament to our defense. We're still like,
You
what are
lost
we
by
rated in
10.
defense? 45,
32.
32. You need to be top 25 to win a championship. We're like right there. As much as people, they didn't play defense. We play defense. I think it's a very concerning loss because if you lose to Kentucky,
you do play better defense than people give you credit.
Yeah, if you lose to Kentucky, now you're stacking losses, and you fall to like the 3 line maybe, and that's where it's like brutal. You know, like
3 line is scary.
Yeah, 3 lines 3 lines scary.
I even think sometimes 2
You guys
is.
really don't have a bad loss. Besides last night, which, like, again, it's like...
But they're top 25.
That's
almost is top 25.
At home, though, it's tough. At home's tough.
Yeah.
At home, being an 11-point favorite is tough.
Yeah, no,
SEC's
for
a
sure,
gauntlet,
for sure.
you're
But I
gonna
think
drop one of these
in the
Grand
grand
scheme, it's
scheme,
not.
like at the end of the year, they won't.
But
be like, oh,
honestly, Ole Miss is not like the problem is they're not a top SEC team. Like they're not top 4.
Oh well, no, that's not true. They're 4-0.
I don't. I'm saying like Auburn's better than them.
Wins, yeah.
Alabama is better than them.
Kentucky might be better than us. Tennessee or better than them. Tennessee might be better than them.
Kentucky, they're still
Florida.
Like it's
Georgia
really
potentially.
Good.
Yeah, I mean
They
it's
have
loaded.
them at like 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's loaded. I it made things even worse last night. St. John's with a big win. St. John's is doing what they're supposed to. 6-1 in the Big East. I don't think the Big East is very good.
Hey,
They were down big. They were very big.
Was there, right?
Bro, they were down. I think they were down at the half. Correct me if I'm wrong. They might have been down at the half to Kansas State as well. I think they might have only been up 4, but they're a very good second half team. Very good.
I was there. They just played in the first half. They were awful.
Yeah.
In the first, I think 9+ minutes of the game, they scored 3 points.
Jesus.
They had a couple like RJ Luis, who's a stud.
He's really good.
Really good. Like he had a couple threes he shot from the corner in the first half that were so fucking bad. Like he had one that was just a brick. Like I thought almost it was this close hitting the side of the backboard. He caught rim, and then he had another one where he airballed it like over the hoop. But yeah, no, they locked in. Georgetown's a good team.
Georgetown is so close to being so good.
No,
they are so close.
Cooley's a
Look
good
at
coach.
this. Watch out.
I went to dinner before the game, like in the restaurants, like in the hotel they stayed in. Literally just walked in to go to dinner, like walked by the whole team, like literally bumped shoulders to Ed Cooley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Like they were Marquette. That score says 8. That game was way closer than it shows.
Oh my God.
That game was going down to like
See them last night?
Marquette.
They lose to DePaul
They beat DePaul by 2 in overtime. Fucking wild.
There was some weird, like you said, Bam.
on the road, but yes,
But still, it's just like
DePaul's better than the basement that they were in the Big East forever.
yeah, they got a good coach.
Yeah.
they have a coach that's he's very good the first like year or two.
Yeah.
You'll have bad the Blueprint Ohio State. They were supposed to come worst team in the Big Ten. Made the tournament within 2 years. Everyone's leaving.
To be honest, though, he's a good coach for DePaul because they're so bad that the fact that even if they're the way they're in a game right now, people like he'll get a job soon just from that. Seriously, unfortunately, I agree with you. I don't think he's actually good.
It's under the radar, but I just blogged it because I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Yeah. Okay.
that was
okay.
I don't think it was that cool.
That's a pretty cool stat for St. John's. 4-0 in quad 2 games.
What's their record in quad 1? I think it's like 1-3.
Well,
Should we get Gary on?
That is is a stupid stat. Like 4-0 in quad 2.
You know he is right though, because you can't like they help. I mean,
Yeah, you can't lose quad 2.
Yeah, but the more important stat is
losing
quad 1,
losing only games in quad 1 helps your case a lot.
Yeah.
It's like
Losing those like quad like 3 and 4
1,000%.
games like kill you.
1,000%. Also, quad 2 those wins could also move to a quad 3 or a 1.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they
True.
can move up and
Like,
down to a degree. Yeah. Did you guys see? I blogged it.
They blew they blew Baylor, and they blew.
Pause. Say out.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I'm saying they blew the game. They fucked it up. Like Baylor, they were up big and blew
Yeah.
it.
Did you guys see North Texas, East Carolina last night?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Truly,
I blogged it.
Actually, I'll say shout out 3-point sniper. He tweeted how I saw it. One of the most grotesque
All right.
beats I've ever seen.
There's 30.8 seconds on the clock for the shot clock.
0.5, I think it was.
0.5. Yeah, it was close. They dribble it out. The shot clock has a difference on the time. So the teams are shaking hands. The refs go, hold on a second. Got to put a half a second on the clock because the game's still in. They inbound it to the kid. He fucking fires it from half court and hits a 3 to hit the over to 129.
What was the score of the game?
It was
69-60.
So enough didn't.
Oh no, it was
It was at that point.
it was less than that, but
60.
I think that was the final.
Oh, no,
after.
I apologize. 69.
It was 126 was whatever that they added up to
Regardless-
126.
28. Yeah.
Regardless, they did not have to shoot it at all.
No.
Marty.
The game.
Marty.
And the
It
other
was
team wrote it out. So, like, in the honorable thing to do is not shoot.
I think you're leaving out. Rico's leaving out like the biggest details for a gambler. It says final on the fucking game.
Okay.
He says they're shaking hands. They were shaking hands. They don't even show like the camera.
Didn't show go
You
in.
don't
Yeah, you
see
didn't
the ball
get a
go
real-
in. Like he shot it from Marty. It was half court. He shot it from past half court.
Didn't show go in.
You literally see when they realize, oh my god, he like catches it and just shoots it right away. Like there was half a second. He literally gets the inbound and just like throws it up.
Camera guy also was
So-
like,
no, but the
camera
guy
guy's
has
a
a
little
little
late,
bit.
yeah.
but he like realized late, so he kind of like shifts the camera, and obviously like a janky like broadcast. He shifts it last second, and you kind of just see like the net move, like the net ripples, and you're like,
Oh my god!
I saw it, and I had no action on it. I like
If
fell back in
anyone
my
has
chair.
that, you gotta if you had the under, you literally have to like.
It was like it was one of the truly I've said an all timer about a million
Camera-
things, all timer.
The cameraman was like, yeah, he's gonna dribble it out, or he's just gonna.
Well, I mean, I thought they were literally he was gonna throw it in. The guy was gonna just like smack the ball, and it was
or
just
just
done.
grab it and that's
He
it.
just caught it and just threw it up and buries it legitimately half court. It was insane.
Also, like 0.5 has to be so quick too.
Marty, he did like he caught it and just threw it. It was insane.
That is honestly
insane.
That's probably one of the worst beats. Seeing final,
It said final on the TV broadcast. It said final with no time.
crazy.
I said definitely to this point, it's only 15 days in. Worst beat of the year. It's one of the worst I've seen in a long
I
time.
don't know how you beat that. I don't know how
It's
you
tough.
beat that.
It's
Seriously,
tough.
How do you? Like it
I-
says
you-
final.
Like to lose on a
You
buzzer
remember that?
beater
You remember
is
that
one thing.
TCU one a few years ago?
Yes.
I was on the right
was
side
on
of that.
the right side of that.
I don't
as
remember
well.
that one.
They went on a little run to even get it to within covering, and they got it where it was like they were. I think the spread was maybe like 7 or something like that, and they were down maybe like 8 or 9. And he literally rolled it up the court, and it got like just across half. He literally had to go like this.
Oh, I do.
Like flip it up and
Yeah,
just
I remember that a little
drilled
bit.
it.
Yeah.
One of the great covers of my life. If I remember, I think Marty's on the wrong side.
Yes, I was on the wrong side. Sorry.
Yeah.
You guys want to take some calls?
We could definitely do that. In terms of tonight's slate,
It's okay.
Iowa State.
Yesterday was better.
Iowa State, Kansas. I actually prefer when there's like, it sounds weird, but like you can tune into the other. Oh, there's 2 good games tonight. I apologize. At least Georgia, Tennessee. I forgot.
Yep.
But I was gonna say it's better when there's like one really good game in the time slot.
You can lock in.
And you can kind of lock in. You know, with Kansas State or Kansas, Iowa State. I apologize. That's a big one. So I also was going down a rabbit hole. You guys might be a little bit younger. The fact that like ESPN hasn't put that much of a emphasis on the college broadcast is very frustrating.
What do you mean? But
But like, we still have good games. But do you remember when Big Monday was can't
I
miss
see.
television?
Yeah.
Can't miss television. And it was, and guys were like doubling down too. They were like, Rico, we also had an 11 o'clock game. That was even, you might have had Bill Walton with that. But it was the Big East on Monday, and it was usually the Big 12. And then Super Tuesday was a Big 10 game with an ACC. Or it changed year after year. But like growing up in those times when the Big East was Big East. And then also you had ESPN Classic. I'll never forget like one time, I think it was Martin Luther King Day. I also remember driving up to Martin Luther King Day for college and being amped for whatever game was ranked that night. Everybody was excited for that. But I was up at my cousin's house upstate, and all day on ESPN Classic, if like Notre Dame was playing Syracuse, they were playing old good games on ESPN Classic. You were like, oh, why are they playing Notre Dame Classic? It's like, oh, Notre Dame plays Syracuse tonight. It's a pretty big deal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like you had the old Big East, you had Big Monday, like
So you would watch old tapes. You would watch Georgetown, Syracuse before.
if you were
Georgetown,
flipping
Syracuse.
at 2 o'clock in the
No,
afternoon,
that's-
yeah.
I'm not making fun of you.
Yeah.
That's an elite ball watcher right there.
Yeah, if you were flipping, like you were watching. But now ESPN Classic doesn't even exist.
It's
Which is
gone.
interesting.
It's gone. I think no one wants to watch old games anymore. I think it's a lost.
Would you watch a gambling channel that had games like North Texas ECU?
I've said
Maybe
this,
if it was condensed, but you would have to have graphics on the screen. It would have to show the point spread and the total at all
this 1,000
times, or like
times.
first half or players, whatever.
It's insane. It's hard to do, but it's insane that there's not a red zone for gambling channel for every sport. If there was a college basketball red zone channel where like you play the games that you want, whatever, then at first half spreads, first half over unders, and then towards the end of games you have like whole like that happening.
Yeah.
You have another random because you don't like if you don't bet the game, you don't know what's going on. But I'd still watch, being like, "Holy shit, did you just see that?" Like, I'm so mad that I wasn't involved in that game yesterday that you guys are talking about now because
Yeah.
that's just fun.
Yeah, it's fun to be
It's
angry
crazy
about
how big gambling is. How is there not a channel that has rights to games like Red Zone, but just does it Scott Hansen and a gambling guy as a gambling guy?
You got to have rights to all of them. I think the problem, they probably don't realize how it's just never been done before. So I think you need to almost someone have to like do it to
That's what I'm saying.
the proof
though,
of
but, like,
concept.
it's just like,
but I think it's tough to get like the rights to all the games.
but
'cause you gotta
they
think
have
even
rights
think
to
you-
every NFL
But,
game.
but think like big, for example, like the Big Ten's done so much like Peacock now, and they're selling like Fox and like Big.
Yeah, so it's like
like
split
Big
up.
East is on
the-
Fox and
what
like
about the-
SEC's on ESPN, and it's like a
well,
whole.
even the NFL. Why don't they have it for the NFL then? You know, like why don't they have?
But they would
like player props happening. Like,
But they
it's-
kind of do with like Red Zone. They like sort of do.
But no, it's only tailored to gambling. Like it's not like
No, I get what you're saying, but I think Red Zone, I think it kind of does like it does both at the same time.
Without
Because like they do any scoring they show you, so like obviously only scoring can affect the spread
Yeah.
and the total. So I think they kind of get like goes hand in hand a little bit.
Would
But
you
I agree with you on the college basketball.
would you guys say Duke's the most likable team in college basketball?
I think they're weirdly in a spot where people do like them a lot.
They love
But I
them.
also think it's
I'm-
weird. I think when push, because people are saying they're likable now. I think when push comes to shove and they start advancing through the tournament, people will be like, "Wait, what am I doing?" Rooting for
Duke's-
I
That's
do
what I
think
said.
there's a flip. I do think there's a flip at the end.
I said we're one like Cooper Flagg like tripping some or like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be like stepping on someone's leg or like hard foul. We're one like white guy Duke hard foul away from them being not
You're
like
more likely to get that from Con Knuppel, probably. But the
yeah.
thing is,
Knupple's
like,
more like annoying
watching
looking.
last night. I know they were playing Miami and it's still like they're 4-13 or whatever. But I'm watching. It's like they shot 53% from three, 52% from the field. It's like Tyrese Proctor had 0 points last night. They won by 40. It's fucking.
Who are your big non-conference games against? Arizona is very good. You
We
beat Arizona, right?
beat Arizona and Auburn. Beat
Okay,
Auburn.
so those are two big wins.
lost to Kentucky.
Lost to Kentucky and lost to Kansas. But like, I don't know, man. If you look at the rest of that schedule, like Miami's 145th, Syracuse 128th, Virginia's 123rd. Dude, those are like bad games.
We have three
Cal's
games.
bad. Stanford's
We
bad.
have 3 good games.
Like, I don't
North
know if
Carolina-
it's a good thing to not get
it's
tested
great.
for 2 months.
You're getting Illinois tested. You're getting North Carolina's a test. I don't care what anyone says. They're 30th, ranked 30th. Like you're still. I get what you mean. 1,000%. I'd be saying the same thing, but they honestly have only been getting better. And it's like I get what you mean. Like you want tests, but like they did get tested in the beginning of the season. I know you want to be tested later in the season, but like it also doesn't hurt to just beat the fuck out of teams.
They're setting themselves up to just like in the Gonzaga way, to just like kind of coast to the Sweet 16.
It's not. It's not
Yes, it is.
Gonzaga. Okay, it's not Gonzaga.
I mean, you could say what you
Dude,
want.
we're
like,
not playing San Francisco.
Sure.
No, not sure. It's
Well, I think
sure.
you're both right.
We
It's
played
I don't
North
think
Carolina
the
twice
There's no
still.
West Coast.
I think it's somewhere in the middle. I
West
agree.
Coast Conference.
Yeah,
I think you're both right to a degree.
It's obviously it's not as bad as the
Yeah,
rest.
West Coast
There you
Conference.
go.
The ACC is not as bad as the
say
West.
that.
The
It's
ACC.
not. No,
bad.
it's not. It's not. It's not.
The ACC
but it's also
is
easy.
Not as bad as the West Coast Conference, but to Dukes' point, you're never out of the number 1 spot, and that is coasting, and that's what Gonzaga did. So you're both
this
a little
is
bit
not
right.
that different.
My only I do think
You got a
Don't
two
even.
300s on there. Is
Don't
different.
I'm not,
even.
I agree, but it's not like you still got to play St. Mary's, which is 29. Santa Clara and San Francisco 71 and 81. Like there's not that big of a difference between 71 and 81 and like 112.
What is Gonzaga? Scroll up. What's Gonzaga's
there
big
is.
wins?
I mean, it's like the
They lost
efficiency
to
difference of
UConn,
like
I know
3
that.
or 4 points.
What's Gonzaga holding their hat on for big wins?
They
I
actually
think
had- they
Gonzaga's
kinda had a
very
tough
good.
Non-conference.
Scroll up. Lost to Kentucky, UConn, and UCLA.
Indiana.
Yeah, lost
No,
to-
Indiana. I'll tell you what. Indiana.
Yeah, they were
stinks.
awful yesterday.
They
I mean,
stink.
think should be fired.
Yeah, and we like Woodson.
they
I like
haven't-
Woodson, but it is what it is. I don't
Gonzaga
think
has-
he's...
Baylor.
San Diego State's going to be a good win. They're going to be at the top of the Mountain West.
They don't have many great wins.
Yeah, I mean just Baylor.
Yeah, but they're talented.
2 OT losses.
Arizona State, I guess. Even though they're not like great.
No.
I think the SEC. I think the SEC
Fine.
teams are going to be in a weird spot where they're going to take a bunch of these conference losses. Like nobody's coming through this thing unscathed.
Well, that's the one
If you
thing.
come
too.
through the SEC like with 2 losses, you're a fucking animal.
You're also kind of like that's another thing. Like yours is so good, it's a fucking gauntlet.
Yeah,
So I think these
like,
teams are going to be
get beat up in
underseeded,
your
which is going to be
Welcome to the Big Ten.
they're going to be underseeded. You can't say shit about the
Big
Big
Ten
Ten.
is
Big Ten
soft.
hasn't won a title in 25.
I mean, they
years.
did just go to the national title last year. I mean, the UConn's a wagon. I'm saying they beat each other up all year. It hurts us in the tournament.
It does hurt you in a way. Being tested every single fucking night, like you almost got fucked last night with what's his name getting hurt. He went down hard. What's it? Nelson went down really hard. I know you were on the plane. I don't know if you saw it, but it was
I actually didn't see that part. There was a portion of the game.
He went out of the game, went to the locker room. Like he got smoked, and it's like I know it's one staying healthy. Like Duke lost a good defensive player. But he'll be back. Like it's just staying healthy, but being tested. It's both sides.
Right.
You almost want like the Big 12 this year is kind of like really top heavy. I feel it's like Iowa State, Kansas, like because like the TCUs of the world
Baylor's
aren't
still
as
pretty
good.
good.
Baylor's still good. They were
West
hurt.
Virginia was ranked at one point. Am I crazy to say
West
that?
Virginia's like pretty good.
Arizona.
And Arizona's not like the top, but they're top. Like, it's like
God, Arizona's in the Big 12 for a
crazy.
second.
there's some bad. I forgot that first. I forgot Cal was in the ACC. Too.
Yeah.
They're bad.
UCF has a decent record so far.
They're okay.
Houston's also in the Big 12, right?
Yeah, Houston Big
Houston's
12.
in the Big
of course.
12.
About that too.
Houston's been smacking teams.
I think I'm gonna be on Houston today.
They're I don't know. I usually always take them. I don't know why they were like on like a revenge tour after their non-conference.
Yeah,
They didn't really pick up they didn't really have a good non-con either.
Who do you guys think is the best team in the country? Do you think it's a far thing or it's like 3 or 4?
I think with fully healthy, like what they've done, I still probably say Auburn. Duke's up there for sure. I do like people can say you're a homer. They're fucking really. Alabama's really good. Alabama's really good. I think Kentucky's playing well. They finally have a coach.
I don't think Kentucky is a top. I think they're very good. I do think they're good. I do think that they're. I don't know if I would put them as like one of the number 1 teams, but I think they're still good. Like I don't know how to explain it in a better way.
Tennessee's good. Kansas is one of the weird ones where like we almost forgot. They're kind of like Kansas kind of flying under the radar
AJ Storr
to a degree.
I don't know what happened to him.
Oh, I will say I do think Dave took him his only college basketball future so far. I think Michigan's really good. I know they lost to Arkansas. Those 2 7-footers, some guards, good coach. They're really good.
I think Illinois is really good.
I fucking always loved KenPom, man.
I don't know if I'm buying.
Who's got the best defense now?
Houston. I think it's Auburn, Duke, Houston, and then a little bit of a drop off. I don't care if you put Iowa State in that conversation.
I actually do agree with you, Dukes. I think that Houston's always scary.
The thing with Houston is usually they always have like 1 or 2 injuries that happen, and I don't know if it's because their style of play is so physical, but they usually start getting injured right before the tournament, and they're not deep. I think this year changes a little bit. I think they have one of the more exciting players in the country, in Tugler.
Go down a little bit.
I think Texas Tech is sneaky really good. I think they're finally healthy. I think that's a team to like take a stab at right now, just to like kind of like buy stock in.
I don't like Mississippi State. I watched them last night. Didn't love them.
I think Jans is a good coach, and I think they got some players, and they're playing better.
Hubbard's really good
offensively. Like they don't play slow, but I don't buy. Yeah, I think Mississippi State will be one of those teams that's like a nice little 4 or 5 seed, and you want to like talk yourself into it, but they can't do it.
See,
They
like,
got UConn 26, huh?
Johnny's at
their
23.
defense is really bad.
Oh,
UConn's.
yeah, they are.
Like they also are a totally different team.
I still also when Wade Taylor comes back, I always think A&M is. They got a shot.
I was about to say that the two
A&M's
Texas,
good.
Two
Yeah,
Texas
they
teams
played
that-
Bama to the wire. Buzz is a great coach.
Texas Tech and Texas A&M when they're healthy. Watch out.
I think Texas. Yeah, I like Texas Tech.
Darian, what's his name? Darian Williams.
Yeah, for Texas Tech.
Amazing.
They ripped my soul out in that
Obi Toppin,
Iowa
Obi
State game.
Oh
but
my God, I blogged it. We haven't been there.
Oh, I
We
heard
haven't
so
talked about it
bad.
since. Iowa State runs a great blob. Just a brutal. To send it to overtime.
And Texas Tech was winning literally the entire.
Yep.
I was on a money line, had the whole fucking game. But real quick, I wanted to say the Duke thing. Was it the Kentucky game where like Flagg had the bad ending?
Yes.
Yeah.
First game of the
I
season.
think that's
One of the first
I think that's the only concern I'd have about having such an easy like conference schedule is once you get to the tournament, like you're eventually gonna get to like a few of those games, and just how do they respond? Like where I think some of these like Big 12 SEC teams, they're gonna play a bunch of these like close games in conference, and if Duke doesn't do that, how will they respond in like a close game down the stretch with like a younger-ish team?
It's a fair thing you can say, but that's the thing where it is like they are figuring that part out. It seems where it's like Cooper Flagg had 42 last 2 games ago, and then last night it was Knuppel, and that is 2 freshmen, and like sometimes they know what, like they still have like in Illinois where they'll be tested. I don't care. At North Carolina, it's always a test. It's just what it is, and I know that's not a lot, but you are right. At the end of the day, last second, who gets the ball, and right now Cooper Flagg has missed it twice. It's maybe in his head.
I always had that thought when I watched that game, and I saw Gilbert Arenas talk about it too, and he made a point that I thought was interesting, where just the way Cooper Flagg plays, like he was talking about this more in like the number 1 pick discussion, but I think it's a good talking point for like this discussion as well, where the kind of player he is, like he fits everywhere. Like he's a guy like you'd put Cooper Flagg on literally any team. Like
exactly.
there's no style of team that like, oh, like I wouldn't want Flagg on my team. Yeah. Just even the way he does literally everything. But
also
but when he's your best player, which obviously in Duke he isn't pretty much almost any team he's ever on, he's the best player gonna be even going forward. He's just a guy that he's not like if there's any weakness, like he's not the guy right now, at least, that you just like throw the ball and like ice on, be like, go get me, like go score. Not saying he can't do that, because he clearly can. Like he's good enough, he can, and I think that'll develop over time. He's so young. Like I think eventually he'll get there, but he's not the guy. Like I don't know if he's the guy where like just throw him the ball, get out of the way, and like he's gonna go get us this bucket. We're gonna win this game.
Can I go off that really quick?
Please.
He's so good at team basketball.
Yes,
which I think
agreed.
is exactly like when you are saying in this sense, like the last shot of the game. I think what Cooper Flagg's really good at is driving to the rim and kind of creating for himself or for others while driving. Now, creating your own shot, this is what I was kind of going off with Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey, I think, is one of the best players like at creating his own shot. Like he's 6'11", can make any shot on the floor. His mid-range is crazy. Not saying that Cooper Flagg can't do that, but he can't create his own shot as well when it's just like he's somewhat predictable.
The point Arenas was making it on was basically saying like if you had the number 1 pick, would you want like Flagg or Harper? And he was like, what depends what team. He was like, if I was starting from scratch, he was like, I might want Harper because I need someone that's going to be like floor general, like the ball in his hands all the time. But he was like, if I had like a team that's a piece away, it's Flagg like 1,000 out of 1,000. So I thought it made sense to kind of almost put it in like this argument of like,
and sticking up for Cooper Flagg.
It's not even like a wrong on Flagg. It's more just like, can he develop
also,
that?
You guys are. It's also going off a couple he's playing worse teams now. I get that. It's hard for my argument, but like if you're watching, because obviously I'm every single second of Duke basketball I'm watching, he has progressed from that game already in a way that I'm seeing where all he would do, right, is try to create his own shot, and he'd start spinning a lot in the fucking paint.
Yeah.
He kept getting stripped
every
single time. He stopped doing that. I think that he's learned from that where it's like you can't just spin because they're going to double team you and triple team you. Last night, I know I play Miami again, but like they're showing plays where he's driving, making a play for himself, 4 people coming in on him, kicks it right out 3. Like he's getting like that is like you said, team player. He's very good at that. Like I know you guys aren't saying that he's like bad.
Right, no, I would take it with the first pick, like not even a question. I just more thought it was interesting with like when they get deep in, because this isn't gonna be a problem till like they're deep. We're talking Sweet 16, Elite 8, and beyond. Like that's when it's gonna be like a thing.
But that's what I was also
or like
saying,
ACC championship, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. That's when it's gonna be a thing.
He's so good at driving that like he creates for himself driving or for others.
Yeah.
And going off that, like I do want to give him a compliment. If you're asking me, like I always say there's basketball players and they're hoopers, and Ace Bailey's a hooper, which I don't think is great for team basketball. I think Cooper Flagg is actually better for team basketball. But when you have the game on the line, last shot, a hooper actually sometimes is better.
That's why I thought I was like almost like to
I
me.
would much rather have a Cooper Flagg.
That's why to me, even you're talking like Bailey, like I would say like if it was like I just need a bucket, I'm giving the ball to Dylan Harper and saying go score.
Exactly.
Like he's gonna score.
You could just see like Dylan Harper and maybe Dylan Harper looks different on a different team, but like Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey are hoopers. You see, like
for sure.
Very good ISO players. Cooper Flagg is a very one of the more talented basketball players.
Yes,
It's also
agree.
his-
They both. Some of them haven't been healthy at times. They haven't played
I
every game together.
totally agree.
But it is interesting that Rutgers hasn't put it together.
You had
I
do
wonder
like
what it
Team,
looked
they
like
just
Cliff.
they just have
The
no
thing
one
is, though-
else.
But the thing is, though, you do I get the cast is bad and you do need 5, but you do have to get a little bit of a what the fuck on them. You do have the second and 2 and 3 guys, and it's not even like they're 10 and 4. They're 8 and 9 and 9
9 and 8, yeah, something
It's
like that.
You gotta.
And they're not going to make the tournament. I mean,
And they're shooting. When they're on the floor, I think they're averaging over 40 points together.
yeah, just no one else does. They got to find a way to get everyone
I would love
involved.
To see
Yeah,
what they would look like with Cliff. Would they be a different team if Cliff didn't transfer?
they're not. They're just not making other guys around them better. And I think that's something Flagg's definitely better at. It seems like
Ace is not good at creating plays for others.
that's what I'm saying. Harper definitely can some. I love Harper. I'm a huge Harper
Ace
guy.
might be, if you played street basketball, he might be the best player in the country.
Yeah,
You don't just be yo, watch this kid at the park. But
he is unreal.
and that's a knack on him. I think he might average. I wonder how many games he's gone with 0 assists.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys. It's fine. I get your argument. I do think that he could just score at any point because he's been doing it. But yeah, you're right. We'll have to see. But I do think that Illinois game definitely helps. Thank God they're playing them because it's I do want to see a fucking game where truly. I don't care who you play. Shoot 50% from 3 and 50% from the field is fucking insane.
That might be a battle for the number 1 pick.
I think people
don't even think it's
NBA
gonna be
GMs are in a
fucking close.
NBA GMs are in a weird.
Kasparis could go number 1.
There's no. I'm going to tell you this. I don't think there's much of a conversation for the number 1 pick. Even if you think they're going to have a better year, like Ev just said, there is a need for Cooper Flagg on every single team. I don't know if number 1 pick. I understand you could have a better career. I'm just saying, number 1 pick. It's been a consensus before he even got in. And then he's also doing well. It's who's not going to pick him?
You also don't want to be the guy that passed on Flagg.
Yes,
as it turns
that's
out. I think
another
there's
thing.
a little bit of that,
Which I'm not even saying if it's right or wrong, Dukes. It's more just
amazing.
what?
I think this draft is going to be amazing.
It is. It
I
definitely
do too.
is.
I think Harper's going to be incredible.
I think,
And that's
I think
all-
I think Harper's going to be one of the next really good guards.
Unbelievable.
I think you get fired as a GM if you pass up on Cooper Flagg as a number 1 pick.
But see, to me, I'm not even saying I just
Well, no, I don't think you
I would
fired
take
if you
him.
pass if Bailey turns out fine.
That's what I'm saying. Or Harper,
Like,
I would take Flagg
the guy
1,
from
but
Illinois is very much coming in when people are like, "Yo, will he go above?" Again, if you're talking about the say you go to a team that needs a guard, the guy Kasparis, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, on Illinois, is legitimately in talks. Is he the number 1 guard in the draft? Which I do not disagree with at this moment in time at all.
Yeah, but I'm just I 100%. You guys are
What are some big misses in drafts recently? James Wiseman at 2, I guess, is the most biggest.
there's a
miss.
bunch of misses.
Do you think-
NBA, there's
I
so
don't
many.
think that there's a world the number 1, that whoever has the number 1 pick is this draft is so fucking loaded. Someone's gonna want Cooper Flagg so bad. I'm trading back.
Yeah, that's fine too. Yeah, that's just. I just think that
Do you guys think it's weird that
you think we got a Luka Trey Young situation where someone I'll give you Flagg for Dylan Harper and 2 first-round
Potentially.
picks kind of
If
thing?
you're the Jazz and you need
Maybe.
you need to start building.
I'll tell you what.
See, if I'm the Jazz, I think if I'm the Jazz, I'm just taking Flagg.
I think people
Probably,
come.
but you know
I
what
think
I'm
people
saying?
come
If
down.
I'm the Wizards or someone like that, then maybe
Cooper Flagg becomes
for example, the Hornets, Flagg, no
Cooper
question.
Flagg becomes a Mormon with Kyle Filipowski out in Utah.
No. Well, let me tell you this. You want to talk about something being rigged? The NBA is going to rig it this year to make sure that Cooper Flagg and these guys are on a better on a better team.
But the Wizards have got to get one of them.
Yeah.
The Wizards have to be in the top 3 or 4.
I think
Three
Flagg
is-
goes to Brooklyn.
I think that
That'd be
I
interesting.
think Flagg is going to go.
Dylan Harper in Brooklyn would be good.
Dude,
think-
imagine Cam Johnson or what's his name? What's the fuck? I can't.
I know
remember.
what's
Cam Johnson's on Brooklyn.
no, the kid from
Yeah,
LSU.
LSU.
What the
Thomas?
fuck? Cam
Cam
Thomas.
Thomas.
Cam
Cam
Thomas.
Thomas and
That's
Ace.
amazing. I pulled an NBA name before you two idiots.
Cam Thomas.
Because I gave you the assistant. I was blanking too.
Yeah, can't. When you gave me
LSU.
LSU, I was like, okay.
Cam
LSU
Thomas.
wears number 24.
Cam Thomas and Ace Bailey on the same team. Which is
What a backcourt.
What's give me
Average 50 a game combined.
what are
be
the-
7 and 20.
who's going to have good odds at top 5 and the top? Who's the
I
bottom
couldn't-
5
I
teams
couldn't
right
tell
now?
you.
Wizards, I know, are in there.
Hornets.
Hornets are in
obviously.
there.
Raptors.
Raptors.
Yeah,
Oh,
Raptors.
Flagg has the whole like country of Canada in his palm. Like that'd be crazy.
Yeah, New Orleans is bad.
Portland, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
OKC.
Imagine OKC.
That pick is top 6 protected.
I was gonna say that would
So
be not
there's-
even
there's-
fair.
There is
Oh,
a
it's top
chance,
6.
Yes, there's a chance Flagg can end up in Philly if they get 1. Like I said, it's top
Flag
6.
on Portland would be fun.
Honestly, as much
Philly would be
as much as I would despise as a Knicks fan, him on Philly would be like fast.
unreal.
Would be like insane.
I think that he's like I could see him going to. I could see Charlotte getting it because he would be exciting on that
You
team.
don't want him on Philly. Every Philly rookie always
They-
gets injured
if
their
they wanna-
first year.
Some wing.
if they want to try to put together a
They
team.
went Brandon Miller and fucking Cooper Flagg on the wings to a degree. Like
Well, that's if they want to like put together a team, you complete the big three of LaMelo,
Yeah.
Tom, Miller, and Flagg.
That'd be crazy.
That's your big three, and they even like fit. I think piece wise they would fit together well.
that would be very
that's a
hard.
good puzzle.
It'd be very hard for Charlotte to keep them all down the road, though.
I don't think so because I think it'd be spaced out just enough.
yeah, because Lamelo's been there for what 3 years now,
Yeah, this is year 3.
and like he'll have
He's gonna
spaced out
get the
LaMelo.
fuck you bag in a couple because there's a good chance he's gonna make All NBA this year.
Yeah.
And that like makes the shit like the crazy money.
I don't think you should make All NBA if you're like on a 14 or 13 seed.
But if you average like
points you
30
average.
like whatever he's at like 30 like 8 and whatever he's
if you're on
averaging
like
like
an 18 win team, I can't put you on All NBA. I'm sorry. That's just if I had a vote.
All right, let's get to callers. We did have them waiting for a long time. But first, let me tell you about Game Time. Football season is here, and we can't wait to get out to some games this fall with the help of Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature. They're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Plus, if you're trying to cheer on the Irish or the Buckeyes in the national championship on January 20th, Game Time has an exclusive discount for you. These exclusive deals offer 10% off tickets in the 300 level sideline, 200 level end zone, and 200 level corner, where fans with flexibility can find deeper discounts by letting Game Time choose the exact seats for the game. Just select one of these zone deals, and Game Time will choose your seats within the selected zone. That's pretty awesome. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PICKS for $20 off your first purchase. And get exclusive discounts on the College Football National Championship with Game Time zone deals now through January 20th. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. All right, Phil, fire him through.
Also, real quick, say this. I felt so dumb. Can't believe he's had so many injuries. This is year 5 for LaMelo.
5.
5.
Jesus.
I forgot he's had all the injuries. He's had a couple of years that he wasn't really like last year. He only played 22 games. Year before, he only played 36.
Oh, Duke and Bam are in on the same guy.
They've been on the same.
Nate Ammon.
What?
Nate Ammon.
Oh, yeah. They're
Number 3,
recruiting.
number
Guys
3 overall.
Moisty Turtle, you're on the air.
It's weird. I don't think recruits matter as more at the portal anymore now.
They both matter.
Like landing, they do, but like
Moisty-
Phylon is a star, but
Think
Darian
about-
Reed is not as good as I expected.
Think about like Duke, right? Like they got
Flagg and Knuppel, yeah.
and then they also got Sion James, who's like unbelievable,
Right.
And then Mason Gillis, but someone's on the line.
Some Ohio State
no,
player got
I just didn't want to cut you guys off.
What's up, bro?
So I won the King of the End Zone bet with the Rams defense.
Nice.
So I got $365 bonus bet.
What was the Bextra bet?
It was $365.
I'm
Solid.
surprised that many
There's
people.
only one game, so it's
Only-
like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Well,
okay.
the
Solid.
other thing is, in healthy debate, the parlay is what is killing it. Like, not killing it. It's still a great promo, but the King of the Court was singular, so there's a lot less people sniping a singular thing.
yeah.
With one game, you can do 3 people in a parlay. And, I mean, Sam Darnold, Rams defense, they were like, so for the Curtis Samuel one, there were 13,000 people that got it. Or that, it was a $13,000 bet.
That's
it was
insane.
146 people.
13,000.
And for this one,
13,000
it was
is insane.
5,000 people that got it.
I think Ev said they did the right thing too. They broke it up into $1,000 increments.
I saw someone
Didn't have to-
screenshot.
yeah, so
They
it's
had to do it all on
you
one.
didn't
game.
have to put the 13,000 on one bet.
Yep, it's fucking awesome.
Again, shout out to DraftKings. It's
Yeah.
the best in the
So,
business.
no, I was just wondering, like, not even advice, but I was thinking, like, this sounds really fucking square and like Clemmer, but this is kind of what I'm thinking. Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Islam, and Ohio State. And then if it gets to Ohio State, I bet on Notre Dame because I'm a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, 5 legs is always risky though. What are you going to put the entire
But I mean,
bonus bet on?
Rico, Rico, like it's a $365 bonus bet. I don't want to turn it into like $700. Like I want to try and make like.
Yeah, I
2K.
guess you go for the longs. That's a good
I
idea.
agree.
Honestly, the one
You have a free bet. It's like a bonus bet. No, I'm sorry.
honestly the Islam leg scares me a little bit. I just think it's a super close fight.
That's why I was going to ask you, is because that's not something I was necessarily set on including, but I figured, like, I don't know, like, what do you think about, like, Umar, or maybe, like, a prelim fight that's, like, minus 500 to, like, add to it? Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't really know how to go about it, and you get a week to bet it. So I kind of have to do it on, like, the NFL game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Saturday,
They only
so.
give you a week to do it. It's like a ticking, like the whole time you're fucking sweating it out.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's crazy.
I was sitting on pins and needles after I knew I won on Monday night, and I was like, oh, my God, like, how much is it going to be? I was thinking it was going to be, like, $3K.
I kind of like you want to either Jailton Almeida or Carol Rosa. I like
Ooh, Almeida's a good one. I didn't
because
even think about
the
that.
thing with Islam to me is it just like listen, he very well might win. He probably will win. I just think they're both so evenly matched. Like, the line doesn't make sense to me. I don't think he should be minus 400. I think Armin's that good.
What would you think about doing like a double chance in that, Ev, like TKO or submission? Like as long as it doesn't go to decision.
I think
it's gonna be 5 rounds.
See, I think it's so. I think they're so evenly matched. Like, I think it's more likely that it does go to the decision because they're so close. They're and like stylistically they're so similar. Like they're just. I just think it's such like a close. I think it's gonna be a great fight. But I think Almeida, yeah.
And Merab then for that the double chance.
I think kind of the same thing. Like I'm taking both dogs in the main and co-main event. I think both the lines are just crazy. I think they both should be close fights. Merab being plus 240 and Armin being plus like 300 makes no sense to me.
This is kind of what I was thinking. So, Chiefs, Lions, Gibbs, and then if I put in Islam or Umar, then I can sprinkle a little bit on the underdog, which I was going to do anyways. So I'm kind of like hedging myself to get to Derrick Henry, I guess, on Saturday or on Sunday night. I don't know. Like, it's just a lot to think about because it's a bonus bet. So it's not my money.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I could, like,
Take your shot.
hedge it, I guess.
Yeah, take a
I don't
shot.
know.
Have
Like,
fun with it. You know,
Take a
it's
shot.
not like
Yeah.
it's. I would do the same thing.
Anyways, the last thing I'm going to say, fellas, go Irish. We're going to put up a fight, hopefully. We're going to cover the number.
I actually,
All right, fellas.
I agree. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout.
Line's crazy. What is it up to? 8.5?
It was 9.5. It opened 9.5.
Like, I think Notre Dame is getting a little disrespected in a way where it's like Ohio State is obviously better than. I think everyone knows that, but 8.5 is
Taking my like even Ohio State out of it, just like pure gambling perspective, it feels a little bit like Notre Dame plus 9.5 is like that oh my God, like how is this team hasn't lost in 3 months and been beating out everybody, like how are they getting 9?
Dog with fleas, as Chris Felica
And then all of a sudden you look up and because to me it's either like Ohio State like fucks up and lets them hang around. It's like a last minute field goal kind of game, or Ohio State wins like not a laugher, but like
this is not even
like
close
easily
to what
controls
we're
it.
talking about. But like last night, right? Like Auburn was playing Mississippi State.
Yeah,
Like Johnny Broom just got hurt. The spread was 9.5, I think.
yeah, 7.5.
And it's like that's a big number for a team that's like another good team, and it's like they beat them by 30. You know, in my brain of brains, gambling brain it's take Ohio State minus 8.5.
Also in these games, like in college football, when you get to like these, it's actually crazy. You look at the last like 4 championship games; they're all blowouts.
Yeah, I hope we get a good one, especially after Notre Dame's like last appearance in a championship.
I should say the Georgia Bama wasn't a blowout. They had a pick six that kind of made it like bigger than it was. But
should get a little credit for saying Notre Dame can win a championship this year.
But we'll see.
Well, I mean, the fact I got laughed at when I did it in the beginning. Even some people were like, "That it's this. They're not that." And then NIU did not help my case. But the fact that they got here. That was at least a good call by me.
Yeah,
sure. This would be very you though.
It's
to like to Notre Dame to lose by like 20.
I have a future on them too. It's the Mavs.
That's why I said it.
It's the Mavs all over again.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like I was right, but also wrong.
right.
You get there, then that's where it's
get there and they get blown out. It's like, well, it wasn't even close.
I just think our defense is gonna show out. It's just if we fuck it up on offense and turn it over and let them like hang around.
Because the thing is, the Notre Dame is most likely not going to be able to run the ball as much as they want because your defense is
correct.
so good. And then Riley Leonard needs to be able to throw the ball, which he hasn't.
That's scary.
He did throw the ball last game.
He did have a good one against Georgia, yeah.
He had two, no, last game
he threw for
In
like
terms of yards.
he threw for 90 yards against Georgia.
No, yeah.
Oh, what am I saying then?
You said he threw a good game.
Penn State.
Penn
he
State.
threw-
He also threw
I
two.
apologize,
He threw
yes.
2 picks against Penn State.
Yes,
But he did have the
throw-
yards.
He made some good. He made some
He
good
did
throws
not
on
throw
third
well
down.
against Georgia. I
like-
forgot the games. You're
Threw
right.
for like
I mixed up the
220
games.
against Penn State. which
He
is
made some.
good,
He made
like-
some good throw. He made some good throws, especially on third down. I thought he was very clutch on third down.
That's like the whole opposite thing happened in Penn State, where we're like, if they make the mistake, if Penn State makes some mistakes, like they'll lose, and they did make the mistake at the end. But like Notre Dame was
No, but they made a few during it too, though.
Yeah, but Notre Dame usually doesn't make mistakes, and they made some bad ones.
No, they did. Leonard had a couple bad throws. My thing is, I just want us to jump on him early.
You have
Like
to.
if we jump on him, and I said about Penn State, and they like they did, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Where like they were up 10-0, but they should have been up like 21-0, 17-0, and they just like the bad pass to the goal line of the running back like really fucked him over.
Yeah.
I would just love to put them in a spot where they're down 14-0, and our defensive line is fucking pinning their ears back and getting after them. And you're saying, all right, Riley, we got to throw this thing 45 times.
You're in trouble,
That
yeah.
is like
You're in trouble.
that could become like Blowout City if that's the case.
Big time.
That's like my perfect script.
Big time. Phil, you got like 2 more? We'll take?
This is a great this is what you watch football.
Derek from the chat, you're on.
1 sec, Derek. Sorry, but this is like what you wait for football for. Is like you have Bills Ravens on Sunday. You got Chiefs on Saturday. You have great NFL football. And then
I'm telling you, the UFC card is like will be one of the best of the
UFC,
year. I
you have
promise you.
College basketball
Unbelievable
great
card.
on Saturday as well, and then you have the championship on Monday. Like you can't,
Unreal.
You can't get better than that.
It's a great day to be at a wedding on Saturday.
Oh, damn, that's
How close are you with him?
It's my cousin. I love her. Love her. Great. The best. But good news is
I would say
Bama.
it's a college friend. I'd be like, how much you talk to him?
Good news is Bama, Kentucky's at 12. So I get to watch that entire game.
okay. That's nice.
You know.
So wait, obviously in my head I'm thinking for you. I know for you it's important. In my head I'm like, that's the last game I'm thinking about on that Saturday, Sunday, Monday
Yeah.
combo.
Derek, what's up?
What's up, guys? I just wanted to call in and say, riders have a course, and congrats to Big Ab, the Ohio State fan at Barstool. I don't see him getting enough love for his team being in the championship this year. He is the Ohio State guy here. At least that's the only one I recognize. So,
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
congrats, Ab. I saw you back there in the gamble cave. You know, whatever, man. Whatever. Real ones know. Also, you guys were talking about the Wizards draft and this Cooper Flagg thing, and I've been looking at it, and I got a little bit of a comparison here. It's not going to be 100% accurate because the times have changed, but I'm looking at it like this, guys. If Cooper Flagg comes over to the Wizards, I think we got Christian Laettner Part 2 going on. Seriously. Because he's not going to be able to get busy like he is at Duke. You guys said it. We don't have any players over there. I don't want him to come here. We saw in the chat, I hope he goes to the Hornets. We ruin everybody. For the poor guy, I hope he doesn't come here. I hope we get Harper. As Dukes was saying, we need just guys that's going to jack up some shots. We need guys that can get it in. So, for Cooper Flagg's sake, don't come to the Wizards, bro. Don't come. Pull
I think
Eli
that's his
Manning.
team, too. Yeah, he's saying he doesn't want him on his own team. That's
That
how.
is-
No, that's how much he knows.
Yeah, he knows.
He's seen it
We'll
before.
destroy the kid. We'll destroy the kid. Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. Quick call. Love the show.
All right, thanks a lot,
Appreciate
man.
you, Derek, the man.
Yeah, I see Derek in the Barstool breakdowns all the time. These guys, they got.
Bro, let me tell you something. Derek is like a guy he knows everything going on here. He was at the casino yesterday. He's at every Commanders game. The guy is a ride or die. He's a ride or die rider as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, big fan of the Benjamin. Shout out, Derek. Benjamin guy myself. Game respects game.
Phil, give me one more. Does he have one more?
Hello?
Ryan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's
up?
Ryan?
So, calling in to talk state of college basketball, Florida. Brutal loss yesterday.
Bad.
I cannot describe the feelings I was feeling last night. I mean, it's early January, but Walter Clayton choking those free throws, absolutely awful.
I feel like he does that more often than not. The free throw thing.
He had such a great first half too.
Really good,
He
but,
literally
like-
was the only reason they were like remotely hanging
Isn't that
around.
crazy though? He misses some clutch free throws.
He did earlier in the Kentucky game.
Yeah.
Earlier in the season, and that's why they ended up losing that game. This was just you don't lose to Missouri. I mean, Missouri's a great team, but they got to be better. Also, touching on the point Marty made earlier with Cooper Flagg and Duke, kind of what you described and what we're seeing. He's not relying anymore on physicality or just being more dominant and physically imposing on people like he has leading up to this. I think you're starting to see more skills development, better decision making. Like, they have the outlines of a title team. I mean, it's really them and Auburn's to lose.
I agree. I think he's right in a way. Like, he was at first trying, like, in high school, he's taller, stronger than everybody. In college or not. And he was trying to use his body more. And I think now he's just using his brain and skills more. I agree. Can I ask you a question? Is Florida's the one, the team that has that guy who's like 7'8", but he's on the bench, right?
Yeah.
Has he gotten the game yet or no?
Redshirt.
No, he's redshirting this season.
So he just can't run then, right?
Say that again?
He just like can't run or like has any other ability besides being tall, right? If he's redshirting.
So for now, we don't really know. The thing that's really good for him, though, is his frame is very much like Sabonis. He's not like Edey, where he was kind of lumbering. So I haven't really seen too much of him running the floor yet.
Yeah.
The thing that I really like, though, is the center from last season who's out for the rest of this season, Hangleton, I believe, or something like that. He's going to be coming back with him. So the second they lose Condon and Chinilu, they get a 7-footer, and then that freak, it's going to be insane. That
I just want him to play like not like jumping to dunk. You know?
I want to see them just run him in there on baseline out of bounds plays.
He should play with
If you throw it 14 feet in the air, he's going to be the first guy to catch it.
He should.
I was even going to say he's
at the end of
I was
in
like,
front of the basket. Just
So,
catch it and
like,
lay it in.
he's the guy guarding the inbound. Yeah, just like
That too,
just wave
yeah.
your arms up there.
Yeah.
Get in front of him.
absolutely insane. But real quick, so I have Florida. I tweeted Dukes the ticket, parlayed with Boise State to make the playoff. Obviously, that leg hit. So sitting on the Florida leg, which was 55-1, I'm holding Duke parlayed with Oklahoma City Thunder to win the national title and win the Western Conference, and then also holding Iowa State individually, Auburn parlayed with Ohio State. So feeling pretty good.
He's got some good tickets.
Yeah, really good tickets.
They're all good. This is how it works, though. January 15th, he's got a great portfolio, and the market's going to decide what happens real quick. You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
Good bets,
It's all
though.
bracketology.
yeah, exactly. Good bets.
Florida preseason, very good.
Appreciate it. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, have a great day.
All right, picks tonight. Toledo was up big and then fucking got killed in the second half. I ended up pushing. You might have won depending on what number you had. I like Davidson -2 on the road tonight. Davidson playing better. I think they go get that win. Marty.
I have South Carolina +9.5 at Vandy. I got Kansas +5.5 at Iowa State. That's gonna be a great game tonight. I still don't. AJ Storr does need to be studied of what happened there. He's so bad. UNC -14.5. Virginia Tech +1.5. This is let me tell you something, do or die game for Dayton. This is their season. -8.5 against George Mason, which is that's a telling. Dudes, wouldn't you say that's a telling spread? 8.5.
Yeah, I think we didn't play. We had a very tough non-conference. We didn't play any home games, just the way that it got shook out, especially with like the UNLV game got canceled last year because of the shooting. So two first games on the road, we lost. We come back at home in a bounce back spot, We haven't played in a week. Get your mind right. I think we kind of squish them.
Yeah, George Mason's 12-5. Like they're a good team. But 8.5 is a telling sign, so I'm going with them. Butler minus 7.5, and then I had one more. Dukes, this is another question for you. What do we think about Penn State plus 11.5 tonight?
So Penn State's in a weird situation right now where their two best players are kind of like day to day. So I need to see more on if Ace Baldwin's going to play and if Puff Johnson. Last game against who did they just play?
Oregon, they covered.
Yes.
And they were
down
down big.
That.
And they were +2.
So
they lost by 1.
Penn State, in my opinion, is kind of similar to St. John's. So I'm actually going to keep live eyes on them at the end of the first half.
Okay.
I think
I like
one
it.
Of them and St. John's, in my opinion, are the two best second half teams in the country.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Have you give picks?
Yeah, I'm on Tennessee minus 11. I think that's one of those like big number. I think Tennessee rolls at home. I'm on Houston as well minus 17. I'll tweet out my plays later if I got anything else.
All right.
But those are the two. Those two I'm locked in.
All right.
Can I get some?
What?
Can I get some picks?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dayton minus 8.5, Vatech plus 1.5, LaSalle plus 2.5. I know what you said about Davidson. LaSalle's a weird fucking place to play.
Yeah.
You play like below a pool, like on the same level. It's just like Tom Goal Arena is just a weird place to play. St. Bonaventure's minus 13.5. I think in a bounce back spot. St. Bonnie's is really good. Their defense, I think, is probably top 25 in the country. And let's just roll with that for right now.
All right. Phil, you got anything?
King of the Court's back tonight.
Yep.
Rattling off some names in my head. I might go Wemby, but I'm not sure yet. I'll probably tweet it out later.
Houston minus 16.5.
Okay. All right. 2 episodes left of Surviving Barstool tonight and Thursday, 8 o'clock tonight. Check it out. It's obviously been rolling through. It's the biggest thing people talk about. Check it out, and we will be back tomorrow with Pick Center. Yeah.